What if Sasuke awakened the second Rinnegan? How much more powerful would he be? And would Sasuke with 2 Rinnegan be able to do more things than he could already do with 1? We know that having 2 Rinnegan gives you much more power than a single one. And not just because you have a second Rinnegan eye, but when the pair of the Rinnegan is combined, they get exponentially stronger. So if you have 2 Rinnegan, they're actually much more powerful together than the sum of its parts. We can clearly see that in the war arc when Obito says he could not implant Madara's second Rinnegan because his body just couldn't withstand the power. When you combine both Rinnegan, it's as though you are actually completing an MMORPG armor set, and the entire set combined gives you this massive bonus in strength, combined with the base power of the Rinnegan itself. When Jubidara got his second Rinnegan, Team 7 was very scared of him. I mean, he got so much more powerful, and the power of his eyes was emphasized as much more potent than when Jubidara had only a single eye. And the thing is, Sasuke's Rinnegan is actually better than Madara's Rinnegan because it has Tomoe, which implies it's on another level than the base Rinnegan we see Madara, Pain, and other characters using out there. By the way, like this video if you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this so you don't miss anything in the future. And if you want to further support the channel and get some very cool perks, become a member. Link for that is in the description. Sasuke was able to compete with characters like Sage of Six Paths, Naruto, Jubidara, Kaguya with 1 Rinnegan. Imagine if he awakened the second one with this teaming bonus in strength that you have from having the pair, and assuming he would awaken another Tomoe Rinnegan, I don't know, man, he would just be unstoppable. It is very much implied that whenever you receive a Rinnegan, there is a definite boost to your physical capabilities and your chakra as well. Just look at Obito. He got so much more powerful after he implanted 1 Rinnegan. His stamina increased exponentially. His raw strength did so as well. Because War Arc Obito, the one with a white mask, was so much more powerful than Orange Mask Obito, the one we saw through all Shippuden, that it's kind of ridiculous. Of course, much of that boost in strength was because he could control 6 Jinchuriki at the same time, but that's because he was using the Rinnegan to do that. But also, even when he lost the Jinchuriki and he had to put them back into the Ghetto Mazo, he was able to keep up with Guy, Kakashi, B, and KCM Naruto. If you compare that to his previous iterations when he was the Orange Mask Obito or even Masked Man, he didn't do nearly as good in the fights he was in. He lost an arm when he was fighting Fu and Torune, and sure, when he fought Minato he was much younger and Minato is very powerful, but I would say that that group of Naruto, Kakashi, B, and Guy would definitely be able to beat Minato, and Obito lost to Minato in like 2 seconds, while he was able to actually press those 4 very powerful ninjas for a long time, and he just got hit a couple of times, so the Rinnegan just gave Obito this extreme, immense boost in power. The same thing, of course, happened to Sasuke. Rinnegan Sasuke is extremely powerful, much more powerful than EMS Sasuke, and EMS Sasuke was already one of the most powerful characters in the series. But when he gets the Rinnegan, he essentially ascends to godhood, because the increase in power from a single Rinnegan, the increase in strength and stamina and chakra reserves and everything, speed, he also got so much faster with the Rinnegan, it's insane. So just imagine if you combine that first Rinnegan with another Tomoe Rinnegan. I don't know, man. I think Sasuke would just solo the entire universe. He would probably be able to activate the Indra Susanoo by himself, just using his own chakra instead of the tail beast chakra. That Susanoo was the peak of power in Naruto. I think that Sasuke using Indra Susanoo was the most powerful character ever, and I am not joking, really. He would also be the fastest character in the series by a long shot, and he already was one of the fastest anyway, so now he would just be insane. insane. His reaction time would be unparalleled, because with 2 Tomoe Rinnegan, I don't know, man, this guy could probably react to the speed of light times 5. His chakra reserves would probably be the highest in the entire series, surpassing Jubidara or whatever, because he already had a massive amount of chakra with 1 Rinnegan, so when you put another one on top of it, this guy would be completely insane. I don't know if he would have access to other types of jutsus, because we don't really know if Jubidara got access to more jutsus whenever he got his second Rinnegan. His limbo was improved. We saw that when Jubidara got his second Rinnegan, he was able to create 4 limbo shadows instead of 1, and maybe those limbo shadows could linger around for longer before they had to return to Madara's body, which could mean Sasuke's Amenotejikara could probably receive a tremendous buff from a second Rinnegan. For instance, maybe a longer range, maybe less cooldown. He could probably just spam Amenotejikara like Minato spammed the Flying Raijin, and that would be just absolutely broken on top of everything else. Imagine Sasuke with an Indra Susanoo he created himself without the help of the tail beasts, spamming Amenotejikara on his Susanoo, so his Susanoo would just be flying around, blasting everything and teleporting. Just imagine it. Obviously, his Rinnegan abilities would increase in power as well if Jubidara was able to create 20 plus Chibaku Tenseis that were much larger than Pain's Chibaku Tensei when he got the 2 Rinnegan. What Sasuke could do with 2 Rinnegan with Tomoe, that would just be probably some completely insane, out of this world thing. He could probably create another moon just like Hagoromo did back in the day. And if you think about it, if Sasuke actually wanted to awaken the second Rinnegan, there was a pretty easy way to do so. If he got a Hashirama arm implant, just like Naruto did after he fought Sasuke, well, that's essentially the condition for you to awaken a Rinnegan. You'd have to fuse Uchiha and Senju chakra to awaken a Rinnegan normally, because Sasuke didn't really awaken it normally. The Sage of Six Paths gave the Rinnegan to him, but if he wanted to do it normally, as Madara did, if he got an implant from Hashirama himself, that would be it. You know, that's essentially what Madara did, but he didn't have as much of Hashirama's chakra. He only had a piece of his flesh. And that Sasuke was already much more powerful than alive Madara anyway. So essentially, I think there wouldn't be much of a problem if Sasuke actually wanted a new Rinnegan on his right eye. Of course, he didn't want a second arm because he wanted to atone for his sins, and he wanted to have that missing arm as a reminder of the errors of his past so he wouldn't commit them again. But I also think he didn't want Hashirama's implant because he knew he could awaken another Rinnegan, and if he did so, no one in the entire world would stand a chance against him. Naruto would have no chance in hell of doing anything against Sasuke if he awakened a second Rinnegan. So that was more of a self-nerfing thing, because he knew if he went bad again and if he had 2 Rinnegan, Naruto wouldn't be able to stop him like he did last time, and then he would essentially take over the world. So I think that's something Sasuke is just saying, yeah, I better not get that powerful because I could get power hungry again, and well, if I did with 2 Rinnegan, essentially I would be able to kill Naruto and everyone I wanted. Imagine this buffed Amenotejikara where he can teleport things without a cooldown. Anything really. If you're about to be hit by a long distance attack, you can just teleport the enemy and swap places with him and make the enemy himself get hit by his own attack. You could do stuff like Minato did, just flying around people, blitzing them with teleportation, but now you can do this inside of your own Susanoo, and Sasuke's Susanoo would be the most powerful Susanoo in existence because it kind of already is, but then if you have access to the Indra chakra at all times, and you can just spam Amenotejikara, and you can combine that with flame control, which is not extinguishable. You can't really deal with Amaterasu. Man, this Sasuke, I'm telling you, there would be no stopping him. He could also use Chibaku Tensei, spamming them. He was already able to spam Chibaku Tensei with 1 Rinnegan when he put every single tailed beast within a Chibaku Tensei, sealing them. And Sasuke's genjutsu also would probably be so much stronger. It already was insane by the end of Shippuden because he did put every single tailed beast under a paralysis genjutsu just by glancing at them, so that's also insane. Imagine if that genjutsu was amped by a second Rinnegan, which essentially amps everything you have. And if Sasuke implanted a Hashirama Cell arm, as Sakura actually suggested to him, not only would he awaken the second Rinnegan, but he would also gain regeneration powers because everyone who has Hashirama cells gets it. And he would also get access to Wood Style. So this Sasuke, he would have 2 Rinnegans, regeneration, Wood Style. He would be able to cast the Indra Susanoo at will, spam Amenotejikara like never before, spam Amaterasu and Flame Control, and his chakra reserves would be enormous. He would also be the fastest shinobi alive. I just don't know how anyone would beat him. If that Sasuke existed and he wasn't nerfed in Boruto like Sasuke and Naruto were, he would be able to solo every single Otsutsuki at once. Like if Kaguya, Momoshiki, and Ishiki came against that Sasuke together, ganging up on him, he would just absolutely stomp them, and it would be kind of funny. He would then probably be able to do those combos we see in Storm 4 when Sasuke puts someone inside of Chibaku Tensei and then explodes the Chibaku Tensei with a Chidori or a Madarasu. He never did that in the anime or manga, but he did in the video games and it looked awesome. I really wanted to see that, and I think this Sasuke with 2 Rinnegan would definitely be able to do that with anyone. Comment below, what do you think dual Rinnegan Sasuke would be capable of? And also subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and like this video as well to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching.